Well, hi everybody. How are you tonight? Look what's back here. There it is. There's my art. Yay! Don't they look good up there? Yes. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? How is everybody today? I hope you guys are doing well. I am having a good day. I had classes today and I decided to just use my FaceTime camera on my computer rather than my other camera because I don't have it balanced right. So I'm doing well. I said, whatever, you guys don't mind as long as the sound is good. Linda's here. Hey, how's the geisha? It's raining here today and well till late afternoon, saw the sun for about an hour. We've had a sunny day today in the Northwest and it seems to have messed with the internet multiple times here where I am. Don't know why, but anyway. Yes. Yeah, I showed the pieces today to my friends in my class, Doc Rock and everybody. They were wowed. So, Linda, especially I do art when the idea comes. Me and Gretchen's pieces came to be that. It's just they're just fit so well. It's just everything about them. I just love it. And those little charms were perfect, and I knew they were. Yes, I love that. No, you're kidding! Oh my gosh, I mean, not only are they beautiful, but they're so, I mean, like well thought out, and like you thought about so much of me and what I've talked about, and I just blew me away. Just blew me away. I can't. These I've made because an idea came to me, and sometimes at two. You know, those one-of-a-kind pieces are awesome. Hey, everybody, there's Tamra. And the creations that I would have done, yeah. Fantastic thing. Tamra's here. Yep. Very dark and cloudy here with 100% rain. Yeah. Not a good day for taking photos when it's like that. You think a layaway for hours? I started, my sketchbook. I took my sketchbook with me, a little one, with me to Africa. And one of the people that was with us on the trip, his dad was a photographer. His mom was not. She came along just to kind of be part of it. And then the son was an artist. He's probably late 20s, had been a he's a biologist and had been doing cancer research and just realized he wasn't making feedings, and now he does art and was really quite good, but he was taking pictures in order to have something to sketch from, which was pretty cool. And his sketchbook, he was always out and showing us things. I was amazed. Let's see. Hey, Julia, is Julia here? Did I see Julia sneak in? I'm just checking to see here. I think I saw, there's Julia. Before I got up at 9 a.m. I'm too old for this. Yes, that's no fun. I got up early this morning too. I still haven't quite got back into my path. And Gail is here. Yay! And there's Larry. Excellent. Larry and Gail and Angel. Oh, yay. And Tamra. Larry the Lotwise. Ah, yes. Lots of love in the room. I do dabble. Oh, you guys. There's Angel. Crunchberry's Playhouse. Yay. Checking in, getting sure I see everybody. Yes, there, everybody's here. Yay. Oh, so Tonight, I wanted to show you a couple things before I jump into the story. I wanted to show you, I can get where it is. Here, it's on this. Uh-oh, come on. Unlock, and why? See if it will show up. I have, nope, it's not there. It's not showing up. Come on. There, there it is. Okay, yay, got it. So when I was at the Children's Book Museum, let me move this over here, at the Eric Carle, they had an art studio that is a place that anybody can go in and do artwork when they're there. And so this month's exhibit had been all on collage. So I'll show you some of the collage work and things that they did too. But they also had this studio for people to come in and play and do some art. And it says the art studio is a place for people of all ages to experiment with materials and enjoy the creative process. We believe in open-ended exploration, problem solving, and sustainable, safe use of material. At the tables, you'll find materials for our everyday art project. These projects are inspired by our exhibitions, with themes and supplies changing every few weeks. As you look around the room, you'll see installations from current and past projects. These installations are photographed to document the way materials have been explored. When the artwork is taken down, we recycle or repurpose materials for future making. It says, drop in, explore the space, and join us anytime. And so you walk in, and if you want to do the art or explore some art, they bring you all the stuff for that month's project. And I'll show you here. Let's see. I think this one is a video. Yeah. Kind of comes along. And so they have things up on the wall people have done. These tables in here. Pieces out. Oops. Let's go to the next one. Maybe there it is. Yeah. So there's all kinds of shelves of books in different subject areas, in collage, photography, in different kind of artists and everything. So to give you inspiration and ideas that you can look at. They had things that left up by different kids and people had done. And of course, it's a beautiful area. It was lots of fun. We were doing some wax resist. Where did mine go? I did an elephant wax resist. Where did it go? Huh. I don't know where I put it. Have no idea. I'll have to show you another time. So some of the books that I wanted to show you that were there, I didn't these, but in terms of people that do different kinds of collage and illustration at this museum. So there was some things by Rachel Isadora, retold and illustrated by Rachel Isadora, the Hansel and Gretel. Was it Julia? Was it you? Or Linda? Was it you that asked me about repurposing, if you had to get permission to repurpose or redo stories like this? And I think I answered in the comments, you don't need to, especially books, stories that are these old traditional kind of fairy tales. They are not quote unquote copyrighted by anybody. And so it's, Grimm's fairy tale is far and beyond into public domain. So this was a cool one. Rachel Isadora redid Hansel and Gretel. This was another one that showed someone who does a lot of collage work, Wolves in the Walls. It's written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Dave McKean. Neil Gaiman has just done some beautiful things. You can see the eyeballs there and the paper bag, Boy Dumpling, a tasty Chinese tale. This was had a bit of collage in it too. The Legend of the Fog. This was done with silhouette paper cuts and all kinds of things. Let's see. Precious and the Boo Hag, another one. Combinations of collage and illustration. This one was Trombone Shorty. I wonder why that one's here. Let me see if I can turn that one to edit it. Nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to do, oh, here. I want to go this way. There we go. I don't know why that was upside down. There you guys. Okay. There. Trombone Shorty. That's a story by Troy Trombone Shorty Andrews, and it's illustrated by Brian Collier. And I think I talked about Brian Collier a bit. There was he's done some amazing pieces and uses all kinds of different art forms for his work. Cannonball, this one. This was a beautiful, even in the title is called Shy, and you can even tell by the way the artwork is done, has a really kind of shy type of aspect to it. I Go Quiet, David Omit, very, yeah. And then a poem by Maya Angelou, Life Doesn't Frighten Me, and the paintings are by Jean-Michel Basquiat. He's passed away some time ago. I did one show on his work. Just amazing. The Chupacabras, El Chupacabras. My Teacher's a Monster. This book by Peter Brown is one of my favorite. It's hilarious. And The Dark by Lemony Snicket. You know, it's great. So these were just some of the books I got to look at and see while I was there. Yeah, I was pretty amazed at everything. Yeah, so I got lots of inspiration. And this was the Very Hungry Caterpillar. They have all around the museum different places, because the Very Hungry Caterpillar has all the different colors, and you have to go find the caterpillar and all the different things that he eats, and they're all in stickers on walls in different places, and kids go around and find him. This was all the posters from all the different big exhibits that they've had over the years. And it showed, you know, here's the one over here at the far right, the one with the dad or the grandfather in that. That's Grandfather's Story, the work of Alan Say. And then Dr. DeSoto right there with William Steig is the one with the fox. And then The World of Eric Carle. So here's one with him and The Art of Eric Carle. There were two of them with him, but the very first one was this one in the lower right-hand corner, and that was from the very first exhibit that they did with Eric Carle and Maurice Sendak when they opened the museum. So that was pretty cool to see when it opened in the fall of 2002. There it is. I fixed it. Nope. I was coughing. I'm sorry. And I hit the mute so that you didn't hear the cough. Anyway, back to that. These were all this is Leo Leone. And these were the paintings that are on the wall. They're about 12 feet by, I'd say 7 or 8, or maybe 6, 12 by 6. Giant paintings that Eric Carle did. And this was a sculpture by Leo Leone. So it was a really fantastic type of thing to see. And what they've done at this place. It was just a delight all the way through. Beautiful sculpture here, piece. Oops, no, it's not that. All right, so back to me in the main screen here. So tonight, I after seeing all of that and getting the collage and the pieces from Linda and all of that, I found I brought another book back, just a few, from the Children's Book Museum. And this was called How to Read a Book. Yeah. It's by a Newbery medalist, Kwame Alexander. And the illustrations are by Caldecott honoree Melissa Sweet. Now, Kwame Alexander is a poet, an educator, and a New York Times bestselling author of 29 books, including Rebound, and the follow-up to his Newbery winning medal, The Crossover. Newberys are chapter books, and Kwame Alexander has done some really amazing modern chapter books he writes for children of all ages. His other picture books include The Undefeated, Animal Ark, and Out of Wonder. A regular contributor to NPR's Morning Edition, Kwame is the recipient of several awards, including the Coretta Scott King Author Award, the Lee Bennett Hopkins Poetry Award, 3 NAACP Image Award nominations, and the 2017 inaugural Conroy Legacy Award. He believes that poetry can change the world, and he uses it to inspire and empower young people through his writing workshop, The Right Thing. Kwame is also the host and producer of the literary variety talk show Bookish, and you can visit him at kwamealexander.com. He also, one of the things that he's done is, let's see if you can screen share this. Yay! Make this bigger. There we go. He also opened, in 2018, he opened the Barbara E. Alexander Memorial Library and Health Clinic in Ghana as part of a Leap for Ghana, an international literacy program he co-founded. He's the writer and executive producer of the crossover TV series on Disney Plus. And the fall of 2022 will see the release of book 1 of a new trilogy, The Door of No Return. So that was pretty cool to see him, and this is him, author, speaker, educator. So he has a whole lot of things on his website for people to look at and to find out about. Now, the illustrator is Melissa Sweet. And one of the things I liked on her website was that she had this thing. She says, "Hello, thanks for visiting my site. I've been making art ever since I could hold a crayon, scissors, and etch a sketch. Writing and illustrating children's books is a lot like playing with art supplies as a kid. It's fun to make something out of nothing, and each day is different." She says, answers with 10 questions, which I thought was funny. 10 questions. Let's start with a few favorites. Favorite color? Fuchsia and every shade of pink. Favorite word? Rapscallion. That's amazing. Favorite weather? Blustery warm winds out of the south around 68 degrees. She lives in Portland, Maine. Have about 3 days a year that fit that description. Her favorite books as kids? She grew up with the Golden Books, available in the grocery store for 25 cents, including stories with illustrator Mary Blair's luminous art, Green Eggs and Ham, and Little Bear series illustrated by Maurice Sendak. I've always been enamored with picture books, encyclopedias, and New Yorker cartoons. I was not an avid reader as much as I liked looking at the pictures. A typical day, wake up, make art, repeat, which pretty much says it all. Here's a map of her day in her studio. She says, it's clear you love color, textures, collage, mixing up variety. Tell us about your technique, your inspiration, and how you developed your style. Always been a forager, and collector of tiny weird things. Desiccated amphibians, buttons, rusty bottle caps. You're kind of person, Linda. But a number of years ago, I was saving some unsuccessful watercolors that I cut up and used in another painting. And from there, adding other collaged elements to my paintings gave the art a freshness, making it less precious and more fun to make. Often our eyes will go to the collaged elements, and that difference gives the piece some visual tension. Written and illustrated about other historical nonfiction subjects. What's the best part of working on these subjects? She talks about doing the research. Who or what was the biggest influence for you as an artist? She says that's easy. It was her parents. Do you have any advice to share with young artists? I've been inspired by the words of sculptor Teresita Hernandez. An artist's work is almost entirely inquiry-based and self-regulated. It's a fragile process of teaching oneself to work alone and focusing on how to hone your quirky creative obsessions so that they eventually become so oddly specific that they can only be your own. By paying attention to what we love and how we interpret the world, the personal becomes the universal, and that's what makes art resonant. In your interview with Julia Danielson, she asked the question, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? And her answer was, the dogs are here, they've been waiting for you. I love this. So that's Melissa Sweet, and she is the illustrator of the book that I'm going to share with you tonight. And that book is called How to Read a Book. And let me just get a little better light right here. Hang on, guys. Is this one good? Nope, not that one. Hang on. I gotta grab one light and plug it in. Here we go. I needed a light. There we go. There we go. Hang on. Okay. So, thanks for waiting for me there. With the change in the time and everything, it's like everything, lighting is all changing. Because you know me, I like to have my window shade open. And that's not the best for lighting a video because it's not consistent. And it's obviously, at this time of year, it's really inconsistent. Whoa, that's pretty bright. Let's do this. Oh, it worked. And there we go. Okay. Oh, yes, the cough concerns me. Oh, no. The cough, don't worry about the cough, Larry. It's simply from traveling so much and being in so many different humidities. It's from, and when I was in Africa, the area that I was in is called Tuli. So let me go back to this. So tell you. So Tuli, where I was for several days, actually in Botswana means dust. So there was a lot of dust, and it was very hot and dry. And then I went to New York, and it was very humid. Typical of me, when I switch humidities from dry to wet and humid, I always get a little scratchy throat. And it goes away. It'll go away. I wasn't talking for the whole time that I was on the safari because we didn't talk. We were always so quiet around the animals. It just kind of had to be. Anyway, so here we are with this story. I think you're going to like it. I chose it partially because of my love of poetry, of course, but also because it, where is that? Because the way the collage is done in this, it's just really, I think it's really spectacular. I think you're going to like it. I hope you do. How to Read a Book by Newbery medalist Kwame Alexander. Art by Caldecott honoree Melissa Sweet. Here's the cover. Took it off, the dust cover. And I think, the kid who grew up in the 60s with all the kind of neon psychedelic colors and everything like that, this really kicks it in for me. And there we go. Yep. How to Read a Book. See the fluorescent type of colors. A Harper imprint. Look at that. Where is the one for this one? Why isn't that light coming on? Da-da-da. Hang on, guys, one more time. I'm trying to get one other light to be on, and it's not behaving. This one, this one, this one. Oh, could be. Hang on, there we go. That'll help. There we go. Yay. There we go. I turned off all these switches when I left and forgot to turn them back on. But look at all this. Look at this is done like almost like a weaving to make it looks like it's woven, and all the things that are saying stands for all that. There we go. For Samaya and for Dana. Work was photographed by Sarah White. The artist used watercolors, gouache, mixed media, handmade and vintage papers, found objects including all old book covers, and a paint can lid to create the illustrations for the book. A paint can lid. How cool is that? Look at this. How to Read a Book. First, find a tree. Black tupelo or dawn redwood will do, and plant yourself. It's okay if you prefer a stoop like Langston Hughes. Once you're comfy, peel its gentle skin like you would a clementine. The color of sunrise. The scent of morning air and sweet butterfly kisses. I love this collage. A different kind of paper. Next, dig your thumb at the bottom of each juicy section and pop the words out. Once upon a time. I love this. It's like they made a book into a toaster. There's the plug, and popped it out. Piece by piece, part by part, page by rustling page. Then, when the sun is so quiet, watch a novel world unfurl right before your eyes. Surprise! It's a book party, stacked with all your favorite friends, a picnic of words plus sounds in leaps plus bounds. Oh, look at that. Throughout all of the book, there are little bits from Bambi. So get real cozy between the covers and let your fingers wander. As they wander, look at that. Squeeze every morsel of each plump line until the last drop of magic drips from the infinite sky. And bursts of orange explode beneath a perfect purple moon. Don't rush through. Your eyes need time to taste. Your soul needs room to bloom. Now, sleep, dream, hope. You never reach the end. I love this book. Just the poetry throughout it. It says, a note from Kwame Alexander. I wrote this poem for World Read Aloud Day in 2010. My friend Pam Allen, founder of the global literacy organization Lit World, commissioned me to write a poem about the joy and power of reading. In my excitement, I wrote 3 for her to consider. How to Read a Book was one of the 3, and it was by far my absolute favorite, but she didn't choose it. In all fairness, the one she selected was pretty cool too. It had a clever metaphor about finding inspiration on the corner where the sidewalk ends. What I did there? I'm not sure where the idea for how to read a book came from. Maybe I was eating a clementine or reading Langston Hughes or Shel Silverstein. My daughter was 2 at the time, so it's very likely I was spending a lot of time in our local park, under a tree, on a blanket, doing both. Every parent knows there's always that one book that the kid wants to hear over and over and over again. For mine, it was Miffy. We read it in the mornings, at nap time, in the car, and at bedtime. She simply never wanted it to end, and each time she smiled and laughed and wiggled and awed, like it was always the first time. I think writing the poem that became this book was my way of capturing our family reading experience on paper, of painting a picture of the journey readers will take each time they crack open a book, get lost in the pages, and wander through the wonder. A few months after I archived it, Loudoun County Public Library in Virginia asked if I had a poem to celebrate reading that they could put on a poster for National Poetry Month. I learned my lesson, so I only gave them one poem. They loved it. I hope you do too. And from Melissa Sweet, she says, when I first read Kwame's poem, it put into words how captivating it can feel to read a book. As the illustrator and collage artist, I wondered what kind of images would best reflect Kwame's words. My collages often include pages from discarded books, tattered book covers, along with paint and other materials. In this book, there's also a paint can lid and bits of wood. After trying all sorts of materials, I began using the pages from a worn-out copy of Bambi within the collages. I chose it because I loved the imagery of the fawn, and the paper was a beautiful color, and because it was once a beloved children's book. Then one day, well into making the art, I read a poem by Nikki Giovanni that began, "Poetry is motion graceful as a fawn." That was the perfect affirmation. The serendipity of using Bambi as part of the art made me trust the imagery was heading in the right direction. Nikki's poem also inspired the three-dimensional collage incorporating her words at the beginning of the book, setting the stage for Kwame's lyrical text. Finally, I began painting the neon colors, not just to convey how exhilarating and electrifying it can feel to read a book, but as Kwame writes, to find the last drop of magic. I'm grateful to Kwame and to everyone at HarperCollins for making this book all that I dreamed it could be. I hope you never reach the end. How to read a book. So this is the collage that she did that inspired from the poem, "Poetry is motion graceful as a fawn." Poetry, oh, there it is. Okay, look at this. By reading that end, I just found this. I did not know this. This piece right here, this art piece, was inspired by this. "Poetry is motion graceful as a fawn" by Nikki Giovanni. And if you look on the colored lines, there's two P's, two O's, E, two E's, T. Poetry is motion. Graceful as a fawn. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. How much has gone into this? This is completely one of those books that just solidifies what an artwork picture books are. Like this piece right here. "First, find a tree, black tupelo or dawn redwood will do, and plant yourself. It's okay if you prefer a stoop like Langston Hughes." These pieces. I love the color combinations, the blue and the orange so much, because it's that, complementary colors, and then with the pink coming in as her favorite color. As she said, fuchsia is her favorite color. To set them all off. And that goes with the green, the pink and green. Look at this, piece by piece, part by part. fine artist description. Oops, he's appear at 7th. Oh, good, yay. Nathan's on tonight. That's right. So anyway, I hope you guys like this book. I know it's kind of hard. It's one of those books that if you find it at your library or see it, it's so much more for adults. I don't know if the kids would appreciate all this, but the poem that it says through it, surprise, it's a book party stacked with all your favorite friends, a picnic of words, planned sounds in leaps and bounds. And all these this whole tiny pieces of collages that to put through here. The bird. Oh my goodness. And there's like, the guitar looks like a bee for like Bambi. Oh, so get real cozy between the covers and let your fingers wonder as they wander. Squeeze every morsel of each plump line until the last drop of magic drips from the infinite sky and bursts of orange explode beneath a perfect purple moon. Don't rush through. Your eyes need time to taste. Your souls need room to bloom. Now sleep, dream, hope you never reach the end. All right. I really like this book a bunch, as if you can't tell. Yeah, really, really like that one. Really like it a lot. Yes, Larry, Clementine's, yep, very cool. The art is fun. Collage is such an art form that I'm coming to appreciate so much more. I did a live from the Children's Book Museum on the 18th. And it was kind of an impromptu. I know Larry and Gail popped in, and I went through the collage art. There were originals, the original artwork from Eric Carle, of course, but Ezra Jack Keith's original, The Snowy Day, was there. All kinds of wonderful people. It was, I think I mentioned it, it was something to see all the different kinds of collage work. But artists are in all different ways and so many different things, and how to read a book, for him to put that into a poem, to evoke that kind of thing, and her to use this kind of artwork to accentuate it. And then the things that you just don't know are hidden unless you read all the little extras. There's the part about Bambi, this here, but that one page, yeah. Anyway, you guys, Nathan is on at 7:30 my time with a premiere tonight. Yay. And I know Larry is, because I've been gone, I don't know, is it your premiere tomorrow night or is it Brian's at 5? Sidewalk Ends, great book. Yeah. Yeah, Where the Sidewalk Ends ended up on the banned book list in some places too. Because of, just the obscurity of some of the poetry. Some people didn't like things that were not realistic. And then other people don't like things that are realistic. Shel Silverstein. No, I don't think he was Sheldon. I think he was Shel. Yeah. Yeah. A trick, you have to look for it. Very cool. Yeah. Who don't like pink would speak to kids. Yeah, I think the artwork too, but would speak to kids, but there's so much depth to it. And the way it's put together, the lettering too is pretty fun. And the use of color is, it was one of those books that for me, the very way the art is done, for example, right here, here. So with the way the lettering is done and the way it's set out and with the color, it makes your brain slow down and read it more carefully and take it in such a way that it stops you on things. The thing, like to have that one orange letter in there, and then to have these different textures and different things, and like that pink, it really pulls your eye in and makes you kind of stop and think twice before you go on. Anyway, for me, that's what it did for me. So everybody, thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this one, How to Read a Book by Newbery medalist Kwame Alexander. Art by Caldecott honoree Melissa Sweet. She's had 2 Caldecott honors. Pretty amazing. And Kwame's Newbery work is, pretty outstanding. So I'll see you guys over at Nathan's premiere. And Larry, oh, there's Lupe. I'm just checking to see here. Came to visit, taught her how to collage her drawings. Yeah, my grandkids love to collage. Your live. So Larry's live is tomorrow night at 5, I believe. In that specific time. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. And on Crunchberry Playhouse, I believe at 5 is their live. And even though we're a little discouraged, what? No. Why are you discouraged? Crunchberry. Upset about the community having some unfortunate side swipes, I guess. Oh. I'm sorry, Larry. Yeah, it's hard. Just, you guys are amazing for what you do. And I learned a lot when I went to People of Video about setting standards and rules for your community that's online with you. I listened to what was her name? Not Laura. She had Emily D. Baker. She has she runs like 5 and 6 hour live streams. She's a lawyer. She does pop culture type conversations. She oftentimes has over 100,000 people on her live streams. And she has this huge following. She was a speaker there, and she talked really frankly about how setting the guidelines for her community, and that people aren't allowed to drag others no matter what comments and what moderators do. And I thought it was really interesting to see how her community has grown so much because of that standard she set of quality of focus on what the subject was or what they were talking about, and not bringing up or taking aside ways that took people down or discussing things that weren't constructive. It was really interesting. So I'm sorry that you're doing with that sideswipe stuff. It's not easy to do, but I'm sure thankful that you guys are here tonight. And I am going to let you go so you can go get ready for hop into Nathan's. But until next time, you guys. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow with another story. But until then, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain. I don't even have to tell you it's hidden in plain sight, because it's not hidden in plain sight with you guys. It's like exploding out of your auras. So go look for it hidden in other places and share yours. And I will see you next time.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sound.
Hey.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too.
Oh, yeah.
We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better usual. Yeah, you don't even try, like average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard.
Yes. Buckets filled here. Buckets filled here, no charge. Freely filled.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless.
Use that wrench, Larry. Block those toxic elements.
Gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous.
Not to worry, Larry. No down note. We just got your back, sir.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
So, Larry, my advice, if you have a wrench, use that ban button. If that comes in, it can ban them for a short amount of time, and it might have to be after a little bit that they'll get the message. But, yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at Nathan's.